Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Miserable Movie Mafia. My name's Matt, and we've got
Fred, as usual.
And what do we go see tonight, Fred?
A movie that I thought was going to be worse than Hot Pursuit, but actually wasn't terrible.
Wasn't too bad.
Wasn't terrible. It was San Andreas.
So there you go. There you go, people. It's a movie we actually didn't completely hate.
Now, I'm not saying it was good.
I didn't hate it.
I
didn't walk out of it going like, God damn it, there's more money I wasted.
But I'll say this: I think if we would have saw it not in 3D, just regular,
yeah,
we might have walked out of there even more disappointed. It's a movie you kind of have to see in 3D.
Yeah, if you're gonna go see it, like this one actually is worth paying the extra money for the 3D because like the destruction scenes are freaking amazing.
And essentially they made the movie just for 3D purposes. That's.
Yeah, and plus The Rock's daughter.
Yeah, The Rock's daughter is a...
You need 3D for that alone, because they did it to her boobs, and they just pop out of the screen at you.
Yeah, which is funny, because in real life, she's only like 8 or 9, somewhere between 8 and 10 years...
Younger than The Rock.
Younger than The Rock in real life.
Yeah.
And she's playing his daughter, which, I guess...
Like I said, it's not any worse than with Skullet and Tim Robbins in fucking Green Lantern.
Excuse me, yeah, the Skullet, which I believe an 8-year-old Tim Robbins found Skullet in a Pizza Hut box under a highway bypass.
So one thing I kept saying to Fred, like as we're watching this movie, I was like, they literally stole a lot of the plot elements from like 2012, which 2012 stole a lot of the plot elements from other disaster movies. And it's just like you got the dad who's in a divorce, like in the setting of getting divorced, like somewhere down the road. You have the daughter that's like, oh, I still love my daddy, and my new dad's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Which he's played by the guy who played Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
He plays a total dick.
I think his name's like Ion Gofford.
Ion Dick Slapper.
Yeah, Ion Gofford or something like that.
Yeah. Some weird name that nobody would ever actually give a real person.
He was in an excellent TV show that they canceled, which I'm kind of pissed off about this year on ABC called Forever. Where he
never heard of it.
Yeah, well they can't. Not a lot of people did because they canceled. I liked it, but they canceled it. But
yeah. So yeah, you had that whole thing which mimics John Cusack in 2012. He was like he was the dad who couldn't make time for his family, so then they were going to get a divorce. So then obvious setup. The Rock saves his wife because his wife's in a bad situation, and they're all like, I love you again.
I want to say this because I didn't understand this. The Rock is a pilot, all right? He's like a helicopter pilot who does like safety missions where he rescues people.
Yeah, he works for the Los Angeles Fire Department for safety and rescue.
So he's in his helicopter doing safety and rescue missions. There's a huge earthquake going on, and instead of sticking to his job and doing safety and rescue, he says, fuck it. And just leaves and goes to rescue his wife. Is he allowed to do that?
He finished the job that they called him out for. He was actually on his way back to Doc.
I missed that part then.
Yeah, it was just like a quick little you're like, boop, and there was the information, now it's gone. I love how when the movie starts, they have like that news reporter in the helicopter with them, and she's just like, oh, you guys are popular for this, and da-da-da, you have so much you're so remarkable, and da-da-da. She like spews out like 30 years of their past history in like 5 minutes. It's just like exposition.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a little awkward.
There's no real plot to it. It's a disaster movie.
That's what we said in the car. Like, if anybody asks us how it is, we're like, it's a disaster movie.
Yeah.
You go to see shit get destroyed.
It's The Rock versus the biggest earthquake California ever had. He's gonna punch it in his slack jaw fairy or he's gonna slack fairy jaw. So
he's gonna give it the people's elbow.
Yeah. So,
which is also like a really funny thing because like there are multiple times in the movie where things hit like the worst part they could be, and then The Rock's just like, oh hell no, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna change this. It's gonna turn it all around, and then like this heroic music just comes in out of nowhere. And he's like underwater, and now he's actually strong enough to like kick fucking debris away from a door.
He hulks up and destroys things that are like not humanly possible even for Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So.
Yeah, And then you got the daughter has a love interest in the movie, and he is like this English kid.
Yes.
Who learned how to act from Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Not Hugh Jackman, Hugh Grant. Not Hugh, if he learned that, he'd be a good actor.
he annoyed me because for some reason he reminded me of Piers Morgan. So
I know. I see what you're saying.
He annoyed the shit out of me. But, I mean, I don't know. There's no real plot to it. It's The Rock saving his estranged wife and his daughter.
Yeah.
And obviously the boyfriend that the wife was going to marry turns out to be a real piece of shit.
Yeah, he just like they get they're like in this limousine and they get trapped in the bottom like parking lot, and he's just like, well, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I know I see you're stuck in there, but gotta start thinking about myself.
He's like, I'll send help. And he
goes up to a security guard. He's like, yeah, she's down there. The security guard gets crushed by rubble, and he's like, well, I did all I can do.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I was laughing. I mean, those were comic relief moments because then they show people trying to evacuate San Francisco, and he's tossing people out in the middle of like
debris fields coming. He's just like, get out of there.
While he runs to safety, so. That was kind of funny. And I love how these people, they're showing tons of people getting crushed by debris and there's like no blood whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So.
It would be like geysers of shit spewing out everywhere.
I mean, it's like a.
Well, they had to keep the PG-13 rating because they got to say fuck once.
Oh, that's right.
So that's standard PG-13. You can say fuck one time.
And then they have to limit the rest of the curse words too. Yeah. So you get fuck and then you get two more shits.
Yeah,
that's about it.
That's all you get.
So they hit their limit there, and that means that they can't show blood, I guess. But
yeah, and it was another one of those like I'm going to keep bringing up 2012 because this reminds me of it so much.
Day after tomorrow, a lot like day.
Yeah, and the day after tomorrow. Everywhere The Rock went, it almost sounded like a nursery rhyme. Everywhere Mary went, his sheep were.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Everywhere he went. He was in the right place to find something he needed to help him out of the situation that he was in.
Yep.
Like they're in it, they steal a car, they go all the way, they get to the San Andreas Fault. It's like a mile wide. And they're like, now what are we gonna do? They find this old couple that's stranded alongside the road.
Yes.
And he just happens to notice that the guy's wearing a hat that's like, oh, I work at this place, this aeronautics, like personal planes and all that shit. He's like, excuse me, sir, you mind me asking? Because the ass all like nice like that. It's like, you wouldn't happen to have a plane, would you? It's just like,
sure, just take my plane.
Yeah, here's my plane. Give me your truck. It's just like that happens. Then they have to parachute into AT&T Stadium in San Francisco.
Yes,
which was fucking funny as hell.
Which, right now, I want to say this: one of the best parts of the movie was. Someone who was sitting in the theater with us. This guy, and I hope Cody Taylor's listening to this because he's going to love this. This guy had real tight jeans on. He was about like 25 years old, but he had real tight jeans on. He had a sleeveless American flag shirt.
Yeah, he had a muscle shirt that was American flag pattern.
And he was just loving The Rock so much. He was shouting in the theater, like,
yeah. He was.
He's like, yeah, get him, Dwayne, yeah, America.
And then it's like when the wives like leave a message on her like husband to be like message like, I can't believe you left our daughter behind.
Yeah.
I hope if you're not dead and I find you, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he's down there like, you tell him, girl.
And he's like, yeah, we're going to Walmart for pizza rolls after this. Yes!
Yes! America!
That was...
Tostitos!
Yeah, we're going for... no, not Tostitos, I'm talking Walmart brand. They spent most of their money on the 3D ticket.
Great value!
The great value pizza rolls. So, he made the movie enjoyable because he would just like when The Rock parachutes into AT&T Park.
Yeah.
He goes like... He's got his wife clinging to him, and they like land at this right exactly where the second base is.
Right on the second base.
And he goes, "It's been a while since I've got you to second base." He's like, "Oh, yeah!" Fist pumping in the air with his American flag shirt on. He was The Rock's number one fan.
We couldn't make this shit up if we tried.
Yeah. Every time we go, there's always somebody. Like
oh yeah, I don't know. I guess it's because I'm with you. Because when I go see movies by myself, I don't have this problem. You just like these people swerve to wherever you're going.
Well, I wouldn't have known. Yeah, I wouldn't have known he was in there until he started going. Yeah, yeah, love it. Go Rock.
So, like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not gonna... We've seen a lot worse so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not terrible, but in no way, shape, or form would I say that this is going to be a movie anybody really remembers a week or two from now.
No, I think the 49% or 46% it has on Rotten Tomatoes is pretty... It's pretty honest.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair, in all honesty.
Like I said, if we wouldn't have seen it in 3D, I probably would be giving it a lower grade. It's... I don't know. I mean, The Rock's done a lot worse movies, unfortunately. I mean, Doom, The Toothberry...
oh God!
I mean, he's not
fucking
Escape the Witch Mountain.
Yeah, I didn't even bother. I was like, the first Escape the Witch Mountain wasn't even that great.
Yes, it's he's. I mean, he's done a lot of shitty movies.
Yeah, it's a lot of crap.
I'm hard pressed to find a movie, and I like The Rock, but I'm hard pressed to think of a movie right now that's enjoyable that he's been in lately.
Furious 7.
No, that movie's horrendous.
No, you didn't like that one either?
I'm so sick of those movies, and I'm so sick of the normal crowd that goes to see them.
So one other part I wanted to bring up about the movie, there's a... so, like, they just have, like, the biggest earthquake ever recorded happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mere minutes later.
Yes.
They just landed in AT&T Field, and they're standing at the harbor. And then, like... mere minutes later, all the water starts receding out, and he's like, that's not a good sign. We need to get in a boat now. And I was like, wait a minute. So, as soon as an earthquake goes off, there's a tidal wave, like, 5 minutes right after.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not like a seismologist or anything, but I don't really think that's how it works.
No, that's one of the things I saw, I think it was on Fox News. I saw that...
Well, they're not that credible.
They're credible to me. That's my news source.
There's no way.
They're better than MSNBC. I mean, any channel that employs Al Sharpton and Alec Baldwin as news
credible
anchors.
News sources.
So they interviewed this person, and they said, like, there's no way that's happening 5 minutes after an earthquake. It takes something like 12 to 24 hours for that to occur. And it's also normally that occurs when there's an earthquake, like, in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, not just, like, in the faults.
Yeah.
Because, in all honesty, if it happened there... Now, this is just my common sense thinking. If it's happening on our west coast, the seismic wave should be pushing that shit out the other way. Not bringing the tidal wave in. Now, I'm not, like I said, I don't know how this works.
I believe that's what they said. I don't know.
To me, common sense-wise, like, you wouldn't have a tidal wave hitting our shores if the earthquake's happening there. I think it would have to happen
it's gonna hit Japan, or you're right, or China, or something like that. So, I don't know. Yeah, and of course, when he races the boat, he's in a dinghy.
Yeah, that's what we're getting to. He's just in this goddamn, like, fishing trawler.
Yeah, it's a dinghy with like a Bass Pro Shop engine on the back of it.
Yeah, which is funny because I think if I remember correctly, they have a shot one time where they're like, it's a close up of the boat from the back, and they're like driving into the city, and I think it only says that this motor on the back of this boat's an 80 horsepower motor.
Yes, it's a Bass Pro Shop motor.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't know much about motors, but I don't think 80 horsepower is getting you up a tidal wave.
The river that's in front of your house, the fishermen you see out there,
that's an 80 horsepower.
That's the motor they're having.
Yeah. So he's going, like, in this little fishing trawler, he's going up this fucking tidal wave. There's actually people in high-powered yachts and shit next to him that are just falling back. They can't handle the power of this wave.
These are speedboats, by the way.
Speedboats. They get to the top of this tidal wave then, and then there's this zillion-ton freighter.
Yes.
That's at the top already, getting taken completely out of control. Mm-hmm. It's just like, so wait, fishing trawler with the weight of 2 people can make it to the top of this. This heavy-ass thing with these giant turbine engines is getting completely wiped out.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a scientist, but
the movie is stupid fun. None of it makes any sense.
It's completely popcorn flick.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
None of it...
You go to this to see shit get destroyed. Pretty much.
That's why.
I will give it this much, though, like, the story that they made up between the family itself is good. It puts a good human element into the movie that makes you care somewhat for the characters. Like, you're not going to be like, yeah, if they die, I'm going to be heartbroken. But you're like, yeah, this kind of sucks.
Well, it's your typical overused story where...
Like I said, 2012 again.
You know the boyfriend's going to be a horse's ass, and he is. And by the way, the amount of makeup they put on that guy, he had eyeliner. They caked him in makeup.
I'm just going to call him Reed Richards because I don't know his real name.
Yes, he's the guy who played Reed Richards from Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
He looked fake.
Yeah.
He almost looked like he was CG'd into the movie.
Oh, the amount of eyeliner they had on him, like...
Because they did it one close-up, and I was like, man, he actually looks like he has caked-up makeup all over his face.
He looked like one of those Egyptian pharaohs where they put, like, all the eyeliner on them. He looked like that, and I'm sure the American flag guy was down there like, who's this fairy with the eyeliner? Rock!
Who's this pretty boy?
Yeah.
Get somebody in there with tattoos.
Pass me the pizza rolls. Who's this fairy with the eyeliner?
And then, like, to close out that movie, there was another, like, they have this scene where they're all just standing at the edge of this hill looking out over all the destruction. They're like, so what do we do now? And he's like, we rebuild. And then the camera swoops over to the Golden Gate Bridge that's in shambles, and somehow somebody decided to put up a, like, 100-foot American flag that just raveled out at that exact moment.
It's a copy off of, like, when the towers fell. They took that flag off the boat, and they put it up there.
How did they get it up there? There was no way to, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it got there, but there was no way to get to those pillars because it was all destroyed, and the water was so damn high. I mean, like, yeah, I'm all for America, too, but, like...
Right. I love America, right? You know, like I said, I watch Fox News.
Yeah.
American Sniper is my favorite movie of the year. I usually vote Libertarian or the person with the R behind their name, but the best part... This movie would have been my favorite movie of the summer if when they unraveled that American flag, the guy with the sleeveless shirt stood up in the movie theater, put his hand over his heart, and started singing the Star Spangled Banner right there in the movie theater.
God damn it.
I would have said
that would have made it my least favorite movie.
That would have made it my favorite movie of the year. I would have been like, this is the greatest movie ever.
When I said to you when we saw that, I was like, now all this needs is Spider-Man swinging in front of
it. God, and then when he was done, if he went, God bless America, and God bless Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And then strutted out there to head to Walmart to get his pizza rolls and what else do they sell at Walmart? I don't know, pizza rolls and
they sell anything there.
Yeah.
They sell everything at Walmart. You can probably buy kids there soon.
His pizza rolls and Walmart deli fried chicken, which I'm sure has been sitting under a heat lamp since last Tuesday. So
I had that once and it made me sick.
I will never get anything from a Walmart deli.
So I think I've said about all I can say about it. You got anything else?
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, there were a lot of things I mean, you know, The Rock, like I said, it's stupid fun.
I think he did good.
The kid in this movie actually didn't annoy the shit out of me for once.
No, that's true.
Even though they
were English.
Yeah. Even though he was British. The older guy did, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd recommend it waiting to see it like on DVD, because like I said,
I'd say definitely like wait till you can rent it. I don't know if I'd run out and pay like full price at a movie theater to see it.
No, that's true. But I was thinking like without the 3D, I don't know how much I would have.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'd say if you're interested, go see it in 3D.
If you like Fast and the Furious, you'll love this. Just go. If Fast and the Furious, you know, stimulates your brain, then you will absolutely love San Andreas. That's what I'm saying.
My score for this, if I was to base it on the daughter character alone, it would get a 9.8.
She could have floated through that tsunami with them.
Yeah, no lie. But since I can't rate it on that alone.
And I gotta be honest with you, I thought the mom was hotter. I don't know her name. She's in the Watchmen. She's in a couple other.
Yeah, she's in a lot of stuff. She's
for an older woman. She's up there with Catherine Zeta-Jones for older women. Who?
God, we're gonna get this started again.
So I would go with her before I would the daughter.
Okay.
That's just my preference, but go on. I'm sorry.
Hey, Ronnie, no, that's your preference. It's America. It's the land of freedom and choice.
We should have invited American Shirt Guy back here to do the podcast. He would have stood up.
Hey, American Shirt Guy, we're doing a podcast. You want to come? I don't even know who the fuck you are. I'll bring it into my house.
He's like, don't you start this off with the Star Spangled Banner?
Jesus. So if I was to give it an actual rating, I'd probably go 6.5 out of 10.
All right. I'm going to go a little bit lower, but I grade a little bit tougher.
You do. I'm a little more lax.
I'm going to give this a 5.0.
Okay.
Which is actually a strong grade for me. Look what I've given Mad Max Fury Road, Hot Pursuit.
Yeah.
It's not better than Avengers. I think I gave Avengers like a 6.5. It's definitely not better than Avengers. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with a 5.0.
If it was better than the Avengers, I would be shitting myself right now.
that would be very surprising. So I'm gonna go with a 5.0. It surprised me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely not what I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, if you're interested, definitely see it in 3D. That's pretty much all I got.
Like I said, if you cried when Paul Walker died, if you're that type of person, even though you've never personally met him, you probably like San Andreas. If you
you probably shed a tear or two.
Yeah. If you think Iggy Azalea is the greatest thing since sliced bread, you'll probably like San Andreas. If you like Fast and Furious series, you'll love San Andreas. That's what I have to say.
All right. Well, that's it from us this time, guys, on this movie. Join us again Friday.
Yes.
Right? Yep. You can join us again Friday, and we'll be watching...
We're going to be a Santa. I'm going to be honest with you.
I forgot we were going to do this.
If you're going to listen to one episode, you probably want to listen to that episode, because we will be watching the movie Spy, starring Melissa McCarthy.
I think. Can we just go see Hot Pursuit again instead?
I think this is going to be... I kind of want to see the movie just for the podcast afterwards, because I am going to be so angry.
Yeah, you probably are going to be. I'm not going to be happy either.
That fat...
All right.
Can I drop the C word?
No. Let's keep that off of here. There's some people, that cuts pretty deep sometimes.
All right. Okay. It's a word that rhymes with punt.
Yeah.
Fat.
We'll just leave it with that.
Okay.
So make sure to join us next week. Well, not next week. Make sure
Friday.
to join us Friday for that one. So that's it for us this time, guys. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.